Right, good evening, everyone. You're welcome to class. And today is Saturday, July 10, the 11th class. We're going to be looking at distributed file system, DFS, today. So is there anyone in class that have heard about DFS before? Is anybody in class who has heard about DFS? Or you have idea what it is? Can we not hear me? Let me confirm, please.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you.
I think our
Yes, we can hear you.
our IT gurus are not in the house yet.
Yes, we can hear you. Maybe by the name, I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe by the time you start with.
Okay. So by the name, what do you understand by the name?
Well,
Distributed.
let me say a file server where everybody goes to pick and share files with each other. Maybe
Okay. Well, good attempt. A file server, yeah. Uh, who else wants to make any attempts? Any other person want to try? DFS, distributed file system. All right. So DFS is a role built into Windows Server. So it is not a file server. That's the part that you missed out. But the second part, you actually got it correctly. Right? It is a role, just like you have roles and features in your server. So also you have DFS as a role built into Windows Server, and it can be used to keep folders in synchronization across multiple servers. All right. So when we were doing security and sharing, uh, we created a file in our server and we shared it on the network. So all of that clients on that network can also access it. But DFS is such that it helps us to, we can say replicate, but the right word is synchronize folders across multiple servers. All right. Uh, do you remember one day when I said that replication that we did so far is only on the network, and that means it's just for ADDS, DNS, and DHCP. All right. I remember someone was asking me that what if I create a file, a normal folder on uh, my server? Will I see that folder on other servers? And I remember I replied that it will not replicate. Either the other servers or the replicate servers are up or they are down. It will not replicate because it's not part of roles I configured for the domain. All right. It is only things that I do on ADDS, DHCP, and DNS that will replicate on other servers. But just as I have this server that you are seeing now, if I create a folder or a directory on the local system now, that means my PC that is housing the server, it will not replicate. You will not see that folder in other servers, except if I share that folder. All right. And even if I share that folder, if I okay, so if I share that folder, that means that other machines, clients on the server can see it. But for DFS, it's such that it synchronizes servers across, sorry, it synchronizes folders across servers. All right, so it allows you to group file systems that are located on different servers in a logical DFS namespace. Logical, you can also say virtual, right? Now, a DFS namespace, that's what the folder that is being shared is called, okay? It's a virtual view of the file systems shown in a directory tree structure. I'm giving you this literature now so that by the time we begin to do the hands-on, you will appreciate it, all right? So by using DFS, you can group file systems into a logical DFS namespace. You can make the folders distributed across multiple servers. Okay, so by the time we finish, we see the difference between sharing folders and files on the network and DFS. All right. So what DFS helps you to do is that now we did all these things stepwisely. Okay. We first did the IIS. Now we are doing DFS. So let me give you an instance. If there is a folder that contains database of all JAMB registered students. Okay, all students that are registered for JAMB. And it is located on a server. So assuming assuming JAMB has like 3 servers serving the public for registration and for checking results. And I have a folder containing all the students results. If that folder is resident on just one server and that folder containing the results is not distributed across all the servers, if any student query a server that folder is not on, it might not be able to return the result. All right, so let's say they don't want their website to be hanging. They have 3 servers, like a multi-server replication. So by now, all of you understand what I mean by multi-server replication, right? A folder of database must be replicated or must be distributed across all the servers that is serving that organization or that unit. Otherwise, there will be problem. All right, because the traffic will be much on one server, it will be hanging. Another reason why you can use DFS is for load balancing. Load balance. What I mean by load balancing, in this class, I remember I've told us that Google, www.google.com, it is not one web server that is serving Google. They have many of them like that. They have many of them that is serving Google. Okay. So if one server is down, you will not even know, because at any point in time you query google.com, you'll be able to get a result. So imagine how many persons signing in into Google daily, or let's just even say Facebook. It is not just one server website that is serving Facebook. They have a lot of them scattered across different regions. All right. Now, if there's a file, or sorry, if there's a folder that is making service available to users of facebook.com, if that folder is not shared or distributed across all the servers. The client may not be able, some clients will be able to see, some other clients will not be able to see. All right, that's one thing. Now, the load balancing there part is that, so because many people in the whole world may be querying www.facebook.com at a time, they will not distribute or balance people across servers so that one server will not crash if there is too much traffic on that server. That also means that they will also distribute the file across those servers so that if I in Nigeria, I query an IP that leads me to Google, facebook.com, and you that you are in Kafancha or in Toronto also query another IP, but that IP also leads to facebook.com, and we query for the same thing, we'll be able to get the same result. All right, without having issue of saying my own is hanging, I cannot get it. All right, so let me bring the example home now. Let me find, can we all hear me?
Yes, we can
All
hear you.
right, so let me bring
Yes.
Yes.
thank you. Let me
We
bring the
can hear
example.
you. Good evening.
Good
Yes, we
evening.
can.
We have the only lady in the house today. You're welcome. So let me bring
Thank you.
example home now. Right? We've always been using UBA. So, like we said, gone are those days when you get to UBA bank or any bank and they'll be telling you the server is down. We're not able to access the server. When are those days? It doesn't happen. It is rare now. Any bank that is still having server is down issue, it means they have not moved with time, and it's a matter of time. Customers will dump them. All right. So what they now do is they now have multiple server situation such that it is not just one server resident in somewhere that is hosting them. All right. They can have up to like 7 servers that is hosting UBA, such that even when clients in the bank, that means the account officer or your customer care representative, or you that you are using your mobile app or the ATM machine anywhere, queries the website, you get a response. So what they try to do with multiple server situation is load balancing. When I mean load balancing, just as the name implies, there will not be too much load on a particular server. It is when there are too much query going through a particular traffic to the server, that is what brings down the server. All right. And that's why you see that during the day, in those days, when you are trying to register in your university days, no, the people I have in class, I hope you people did online registration and it is not young generations like me. Okay, so I don't know if you have experienced it. When it was about
Even apart from that, we
was
still
when they
do some
introduced
online registration.
exactly
The
online
likes of some schools now.
exactly, and you realize that during the day
Yeah,
you're not
struggle.
able to. It's only at night, and what they tell you, and people have slept.
Middle of the
Exactly, and that is a real life scenario. It is true. The reason is because only one server is what that school is using. Maybe because they are trying to minimize overhead cost. All right. So during the day, everybody is querying that server. He wants to respond to everybody, and so it could be slow. The same thing in those days with banks. Okay. Imagine a bank that has more than 100 branches in the city, and all of them are trying to query the server at a time. But in these days, I think they have regionalized it. A server might be, in fact, Lagos alone, I'm sure Lagos alone, we have dedicated server serving them, because you Lagos, on nobody know the rich ground. Every time you are doing one deal or another. All right. Then they might not have servers littered across the country, maybe another 4 as backup, actively serving other locations. Now, where DFS is coming now is a file that is on one server. If it is not distributed across the remaining servers that are serving the same purpose, if I that am in Port Harcourt query something that I should get response from that particular server that has the file, it will take me time to get a response because one, that server is serving its own people first. It is now receiving query from me again. And that's because when I queried my own server, the same server of the same company, but when I send my query, because of the IP that is bringing that query, they have mapped it, that IP coming from these places, they are from this zone. So send it to this server. So we can balance the load so that there will not be too much traffic on a particular server to avoid it crashing. When it receives that query, what I'm requesting for, if it is not on it, it will now send the query to the master server that has it. Now it will take time for it to return back to me. So what DFS does is that folder that is on that master server is automatically distributed across all servers. Now, when it is distributed, it is a logical distribution. It doesn't mean that, it does not mean that it will go and create a folder on the space or on the storage of other server. No, it will create internal paths for them such that whatever I am doing on that folder at the master server, automatically it is happening at that same time on other servers as well. So what DFS says is that I will distribute this file to all of you so that you won't have to come to me to access the file. You can also access it from wherever you are.
So, Mr. Femi, sorry, I want to ask a question because I was almost asking you, is it going to be created physically? But now that you said it's a logical, is the server now going to route it through a path by itself because it has the DFX? Or
So
you direct me to a path?
Yes, it is a path that it will create for you. It will do because it is on the system, because it is on the domain. Do you get? At first, so let me show you. Can you see my server here?
Yes.
Thank you. So
Yes,
I just click on my file explorer and the window is up. Okay. Look at this folder, pictures. If I put something in this picture now, if I save something in this picture, it is resident on this local system, on this my PC, not on my host. Do you know that my server is also a machine? It's also a computer. Every server has a data center somewhere that is hosting them, just as this one. And this is the computer here. This is the virtual machine here. All right. So inside this picture, if I save a picture here, this picture, you will not see it if you go to this replica server. You won't see it because that picture is resident on my server, not on the domain itan.com. Are you following me?
Okay.
It will not, you will not see it. You will see it on this PC, not on this domain. So what DFS is saying is that this folder, I can distribute it to be on the domain such that I'll distribute it in a way that as I'm working on it locally on this my PC here, on this my own server, everything I'm doing is taking effect on it. As I'm updating it, you that you have your own server in your East Africa, your West Africa, your South Africa, once you connect to the domain, you are able to see what is in that folder. All right. It is similar to sharing and security that we did, but the difference is that it is from server to server, and it is serving the purpose of distribution. All right. So can we drop the plenty talk and let's go and do it so you can see?
All right. Yeah.
All right. So we come to our domain controller here. Remember, I told you that it is a role, and feature on the Windows server. That means we have to come to here to manage, and we say add roles and features. You can either add rules and feature from that point, or if you come to your dashboard here, you will see add rules and feature as well. So just the way we normally add rules and feature, a role-based or feature-based installation, yes. And which of the server do you want to install it on here? Because I think I should power my second server so you can see it. Okay, so you select the server you want to configure your DFS on, which is our master server. Okay, but remember we said you do not need to overload your master server. Okay, in fact, this one that we are always speaking plenty English. This time, can we not install it on our domain controller? Can we install it on our replica server? All right. But the reason why a role like DFS should be on master server is because the master document, the master folder will always be from here. So let's do it here. All right. But when you are doing practice, you can configure it on the second server. All right. Or let's say your IIS. If you have not watched your second IIS video, configure your own IIS on your replica server. All right. The difference is just that it is resident on the replica server and not the main domain controller. All right. So let's just move ahead. We select the server we want to configure it on. We say yes. All right. So we are here now. This is where we now begin to select what we want. Where is our distributed file system? So file and storage services. We expand file and storage services. Okay. Then you see another file and ISCSI services. I don't think I've taken my time to know what that is, but I'm gonna find it out. We expand that as well. Now you have distributed file service namespaces, DFS replication. These are the two that we need for this purpose. DFS namespace, you check it. Add features, yes. DFS replication as well, you check. And we say next. Those are the two that we need for now. Next, and we install. Does anybody agree with me that from our domain controller, we can configure roles and features on other servers?
Yes.
Yes, since it's going to show us the list of all the servers we have, so we just choose the particular server we want to install on.
Excellent. Thank you so much. You're right.
But you must replicate the servers before you can do that.
You must replicate or you must connect it to the domain.
And you
What they,
must
what,
do.
what they need to do is the moment they are joined to that domain
Exactly.
controller, to be able to take
Different
group
entirely.
policies from that domain controller.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
if you join
whatever
to
you-
domain, if you join them to domain without going to your master to add them, you will not see them. Oh.
And that's
the
what
moment,
they say by
the moment,
going to domain.
the moment you
When they are
join them to the
communicating,
domain,
right, you must
they will
come to,
appear into the master plan,
so they
master
won't appear.
domain controller.
They will not appear.
They
Oh.
won't
You
appear.
need to add them. Oh.
You have to come to manage and you say
And
add
add
Computer
server.
add servers. Yes.
that's when you see them here. And that is the real work why you say it is a domain controller. Because you have created a forest and you have other servers within
Server.
that domain. Okay, and that's why this server is a domain controller. I can, as long as this server is running, as long as it is running, I can remain here and be installing this service on this server, right? And the real life scenario is that, remember we said UBA have many servers serving them. So also is Google. So also is Glow. Okay, someone can sit down in UBA head office in Lagos and be configuring something on the server that is serving South Nigeria. Do you get? So this is the beauty of it. So we are trying to explain to ourselves now the real life scenario that you can have because you have it on your local system, 2-3 servers. That's not that doesn't mean that you cannot be able to set things like that. All right. So what I'm saying is, in real life, you don't have servers clustered like that. You have it serving different places. Okay, so let me back up. You can have it clustered. I can have 3 servers in my office. The 3 servers are controlling queries from different locations. How will I know? I will use their IP addresses to what? To map them. So I can say the 3 server all is serving item.com. Bear it in mind, the 3 servers, they are all serving www.item.com, both for intranet and internet. But because the traffic to item.com is huge, let's say the whole world is logging into item.com, I cannot have just one server, web server that will be serving item.com. I must have at least, I can't say at least, but I must have many servers that all is leading to item.com as the domain. And
let me even ask a question.
Okay, sir.
Like Google now, like how many, just a procedure, I know like how many servers would they load balance for Google web page to be available all the time, anybody? Because I know it's a serious traffic.
Even people that works in Google, if their work does not have to do with server, they will not know. But I know myself, I know of 4 IP addresses that if I type down those IP addresses on my URL, it will lead me to Google homepage. You know, all of us, what we are used to is www.google.com bounce until you come to item tree that you realize that it is actually your domain name that reconciled the IP address to that name that you have. Because behind every domain name, you have an IP address.
So even those 4 IPs can be load balanced IPs, maybe not even the direct server.
It's not they can be, they are. It's not they can be load balanced, they are. What they are there for is to load, is to balance load. So if the moment I type www.google.com, as long as I have strong internet connection and I hit enter, it first goes in micro milliseconds. It goes to one. If he sees that one is not giving him responses, it goes to another. It will be bouncing until the one that gives him whatever That's one way to load balance. Another way to load balance is you can use IP address. So once I type enter, once I hit enter, it will look at the IP address. Where is it coming from? It's coming from Africa. All queries from Africa go to this particular web server. Did you get? All queries from America, North America, South America, go to
Can be regionalized.
exactly. Just another way you can load balance. You can load balance by latency. You can balance by geolocation. All right. Have you ever signed
And
your,
hello, boss.
let me
What do you
just
mean
say,
by please? What do
okay,
you mean by latency?
like time for it to return your query.
Okay.
All right. Have you ever tried to access an app on your Google Play Store and it will tell you this app is not available in your location? Has anybody experienced that before?
Yes.
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 You will not be
Yes.
able to install it. How do you think they know? It's on your IP address. All right. And on that same phone, you will now switch from the Gray network you are using to your company's Wi-Fi, and you try to access that same app, and it will allow you to download it. Have you experienced that? So what's the difference?
Yes.
It might be that your company Wi-Fi, it is a company in UK that is hosting them, and because of that, it is carrying their what? Their IP address. So IP address is what is very vital, is important. It also helps servers to be balanced. So we've installed this. We'll say close. Now I've successfully installed. Okay, I think we should go to our replica, our second server as well to do that. Because like I said, DFS is from server to server. Unlike your file sharing and security that we learned earlier, that one is server to client. Thank you. Server to client. So we've installed DFS here. We're going to come here as well to install it too. But while we are doing that, we can go ahead and configure. Well, let this one just load, and then we'll.
Can we since we can configure from the master server, we can configure this replica server from master server.
Yes.
And I think it's up. From the other side is you can see it while it's still trying to load here.
Okay, so that's an intelligent one. Let's go. Add rules and features. So that we just do that, we're using mouse mods to see everything. Excellent. So you
yeah, we can choose it.
Right? I like that. I like it when we are in class and then what we see, we are reasoning it along. So as long as this server is up, let me just ensure everything is cool. As long as this server is up, we can do what we want to do from here. So let's go now. What it's doing now is trying to connect to the server. It's querying it. Okay, my guy is trying to install something on you. Are you sleeping or you're awake?
For the IP address on that server.
Yes.
Check the IP address on that server.
What's wrong with the IP address?
It's speaking, look at it. Okay.
This one is, okay, so let me explain to you. This one you are saying is for the NAT. This is only.
Okay.
This one is for the NAT. This is for the host only.
Okay.
All right. I hope everybody gets that. Okay. My internet connected to my host, to my main laptop. This is the IP. I said that there are different adapters for different reasons. If you want the machines on your virtual box to communicate, you use the host only. If you need it to communicate with internet to be able to access resources online, you connect it to what? To NAT. So this one you are seeing here is from NAT 10.0.3.15. This is the host only 192.168. So let's move ahead. What we want to do is what? File this. Okay, so we pick DFS, add features. We pick the replication of it. We say next, install. Are you seeing the beauty of servers now? We are on our domain controller and we are installing on the replica server. As long as that server is up, so I'll just pick my phone. Let's say I'm in Washington, DC, right? The headquarters of i10.com, and I'll call Mr. Aaron that is heading West Africa. Okay, so we just have a service we need you guys to include in your roles. Is your server up? I must assume that it is up from here as well. Okay, I'll just confirm. I hope there's no too much traffic on your server. We're trying to install something and say, oh, go ahead, sir. So I can sit where I am and install on that person's server. And that's what we are doing now. We didn't even come here because even this one is still trying to load its own, but it has already connected with the domain controller. Someone wants to say something?
Yes, so to enable this feature, you have to enable it on the two servers you want it to replicate to.
Server to server. Yes.
Because it's server to, yeah.
DFS is server to server.
Server, okay.
So, assuming I have, let me click on all servers now. I have just 2 servers on this domain. If I have 10 servers here, and let's say all those 10 servers are also web servers, or let's say I have 30 servers here, and out of that 30 servers, 15 are web servers, and the file I want to distribute is a web file, I must configure DFS on all the web servers. All right, but that's not to mean that DFS is only for web servers. So these servers can be serving people internally. It could be an intranet thing. As long as I want all servers, okay, so let me just say it this way. All servers that I want them to have access to that folder, I must configure DFS on them. Simple. So if there's a server I didn't configure DFS on, they will not be able to access that folder. Yeah. So this is installing. This is the server that we are trying to install DFS on. I wonder why it's not coming up, but as long as we're able to see it from here, there's no problem. Okay. Is Mr. T in class that didn't understand that that was having issues with IIF?
That ISF, that night I slept off. I need to go back and do that one. I really need that IS. I need it.
Okay. So please go back and
you are still owing me things, so
the blocking of devices.
Yes.
On your client.
Yes.
That one is not an issue. I have it here.
Okay.
Well, I want you to finish this one first.
Okay. Thank you.
It's not an issue. The person that was having out of box experience, Alpha. Out of box experience, is that person in class? Okay. So we are still waiting for this to install. It's actually very simple and easy to install DFS. Once you install it, to configure it is not an issue. The only time it will take us is this installation time. The rest, couple of clicks here and there, and we are done. Okay. I wonder why this will not display. Is it because we are trying to control you from another server? I think so. There's not an issue. We'll do what we have to do. I can take questions while we are waiting.
Yeah, Uncle Femi.
Yes, sir.
The server, normally, okay, let me say the client. I
Yeah.
can show down the client, right?
Of course.
Okay. Is it through the file or the normal shutdown?
You can log out.
No, I mean the system. I don't know, because if you go to the Windows, you see the power off and you see shutdown.
Yes.
Or you go to the file, you see close and you see power off.
So two things is possible. Two things are possible rather. Client is resident on a computer,
Okay.
right? On a host. When you are done, most clients, what they do is they log out of the domain. So in your office, so let's say in my office now, our domain, our server is always off 247. So when I come to the office in the morning, I need to read my mail, official mail. I need to see, I need to do one or two things. Okay. So I just log in into the domain with my username and my password. When I'm done, what do? I log off. And I can still leave the machine or my computer open. Another person can come again, log in with his own password and leave the computer running. Okay. If I did not log off and I shut down the system, automatically it will log me off. Okay, the only person that can access my my account online is from the admin, the server room. Did you get it?
Okay, but what if I decide to shut down the system?
If you shut down the system, it also means that that client is disconnected from the domain at that point in time.
Yes, like this one now. If I want to power on my client, I'll go to I'll start my client normally,
Okay, yeah,
right?
yes.
When I start it, maybe I'd already shut down the client before I power it over. I don't know. Okay, don't worry. I'll just try it first.
No,
Let me try it
continue
first
with
and
finish with your thought. What have you experienced with your clients, please? Tell us.
I've not tried it. I wanted to shut this afternoon. I wanted to shut down. I saw shut down. I saw close from the file. I said, don't let me show that. If I shut down now, I might not be able to. My stop not might decide not to come up again.
Okay, you can see my system now, right? You can see my
Yes.
screen. If I
Yes.
come here, let us assume this is a client machine.
Yes.
You see something like this.
Yes.
If I shut this machine down,
Yes.
two
Yes.
things I can do from here. I either come here, click
Log out.
administrator, I log out. So if there's another administrator with his own password, they can come here and log in still as an administrator as well. Right? So the difference here is I can sign out. Another person, an admin with his own password, also can what? Can sign in. In fact, a user that is added to the admin group, remember when we were doing computer and users, a user that
Yes.
belongs to the admin group can come to this server and sign in as long as that user is added to what? To the admin group. Are you following me?
Yes, I am.
If I shut this machine down, if
Yes.
this machine is the one that is hosting our server, it means that the server too is down. But if this machine is only hosting the domain, the server is somewhere else running. If I shut this machine down, the server is still working. Clients can still sign in into that domain, into that server, because let's say it is IIS or Apache Tomcat, is still running on another machine somewhere. The implication is just that once I shut this down, another person cannot come and sign in except if they power it up again. I'm not sure if you get my analogy or if I answered your question.
No, I got it.
Okay. I know why this server is taking time to run. It's because this person is querying it. And that's why this one too has fixed to this point. All right. But we just give it the time for it to load. If there's anything it needs to ask us, we answer it. But the beauty is that I needed to show you and not just to talk about it. Like you can sit in your office as the domain controller and do things on other servers across wherever that server is. All right. So the other questions, I can take them now while we are waiting for this to install. Apart from Mr. Tosin, who else has been able to complete their class up to date? Has anybody been able to?
I will tomorrow.
Okay. Please fulfill your promises. Promise is a debt.
No, you should.
Yeah. Ensure you are not owing me. Ensure you complete your class. So this server 2 is up. We expect that this one will, because why it is taking too long is it's sending all the packets here through local connection, host only adapter. All right. But in real production setting, it's going to be faster than this because that one is standard. They have a dedicated communication route. When we get to AWS, we'll talk about virtual private cloud VPC. Yeah. Questions? I can take questions. Everything we want to do here. In fact, by the time we finish DFS today, I don't think we'll have any reason to hold any class tomorrow. Because everything we need to do on DFS is no. Actually, as an IT person that is well grounded, if you know what you are doing, by the time your boss or a client tells you, oh, this is what I'm facing, this is what I'm facing, this is what I'm facing, because you have grounded experience in that. As the person is talking to you, as they are narrating their challenge to you, you are able to say, okay, these are the places I will check. These are the places I will check. By the time you check one or two places, you will solve the issue. Okay. And then it looks as though IT, they know they work. It's because they know what they are doing and they don't like to beat around the bush. Okay. So what made me say that is most times what you need to do won't take you time. It is taking time in class because we are teaching, we are explaining, we are showing you. But real life person just come to your system, they do one or two, three clicks and they say, okay, so I'll call you from my office to activate it when I'm done. That I will call you is for some people is just like, okay, so you won't think you won't think they are not doing proper work, right? And of course there are other times that they will do everything they thought they know. They are still not getting it. Troubleshoot, troubleshoot, troubleshoot. And it's still not working.
Hello, sorry.
My network is really.
Let me take you back to this stuff.
The network
So,
is what? It's slow. Is somebody talking to us? Please speak up.
yes, I'm talking.
Oh, can you please speak up? It's
Can you
pain.
hear me? Hello?
I really cannot hear you. Can you increase the volume?
Hello, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it is faint. Is it just me or every other person can hear him clearly?
It's every other person. It seems you are far away from your speaker.
Yeah, I think so.
Hello?
I'll be on mic.
I think you are far away from your mouthpiece. Oh, okay. So this is progressing well. Thank God.
Safemi,
Sir,
hello.
I can hear you. You called me, sir.
Okay, sorry. Yes, what's this SMB?
Can you say that again, please?
SMB.
What is SMB? That is in sharing now.
That is a file system of sharing that is most times disabled from your server. It's not in 2026, 2016. It has been taken away for 2016 and it has been taken away for 2019, disabled already. But if you have a 2012 R2 server, you need to disable it. It's like an external way of sharing files within your server and an external party or something. So most times you need to
Did you say
disable it.
disabled?
You said?
Did you say disabled? It's not what we
Yes.
configured in class. So have you forgotten? Basic.
SMB. SMB file sharing.
Yes. Have you forgotten we did it in pen and security? SMB.
You know me, I've not checked file and security, but I'm saying that it's a way of sharing file. I'm not saying it's a...
No, but it has not been disabled though. So when when you look at your 2016, you will still find it there. We have the SMB quick share, we have the SMB advanced.
No, SMBO one. That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
SMBO one.
So it has not been disabled, please. It's still there.
Oh. Alright.
Okay, so Mr. Aaron,
Yes, boss.
the server message block
Okay.
is a protocol for network sharing, network file
Okay.
sharing. All right, so it helps, it allows users applications to access shared file on the network. Do you get server message block? Yeah.
So it's actually different from DFS.
So that's what I'm referring to, that it goes from server to
Server to client.
application.
Why DFS good for server to server?
God bless you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's
And
just want to
all right,
clarify.
and there is something we can also do on the server that can make us see a DFS folder from the client side. We'll do it in this class. You will see it. All right, so successfully from our master server, we have been able to install DFS, install DFS on, let us assume, other servers within the domain.
Okay.
So does everybody agree that this domain controller is functioning as we want it to be? We did not come here to come and do tools, add rows. We only ensure that this server is running, is up. We stayed here and we configured it. And that's it. All right. So now that we have configured DFS on the two servers, let us go ahead. We say close. So what you can do here is you just come here and refresh. You might just refresh this server. All right. So can we begin now? Let's begin. From tools, we come to DFS management. All right. If you have not configured DFS and you come here, this one, you will click it, nothing, no window will come out, no wizard will come out. All right. So you click on it, DFS management. You want to create a namespace. Namespace is the folder that you want to distribute across the servers on the network. Okay. So we are waiting for the DFS management windows to come up. It's coming up.
What's namespace?
Namespace is the folder, the directory, the path to which you are distributing folders rather.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what window calls it.
Okay, it's a default name.
Yep.
Okay.
So you will see it now. Okay, so
I can see it already.
oh,
On
okay.
DFS management, don't beneath
Yes,
it, you have a namespace, you have replicants.
All right, so this is it. I clicked expand, but nothing is coming out because it's really not been able
There
to
is no distribution.
Yeah, so what you do is you right click on the namespace and you say new namespace. That's what you want to do. You right click on it because you want to create a new namespace for DFS. So it's asking us on which server do you want to do this new namespace. You can browse for it if you don't know the name of the server. Okay, I think it is item something something. Let's look out for it. All right. Which one are we doing it on? Item.
This one.
We click and we say okay. It has put it here for us. Next, say enter name for the namespace. All right, enter name for the namespace. Let's say item.com. Let's say it is HR. We want HR to be able to see the list of all staff within the company, both community staff and international workers and expatriates. So let's say it is our HR DFS. Okay, or maybe let it not confuse you. Let's call it item DFS. All right, when we say item DFS, we come to settings, you edit the settings, right? And from here, you can pick local path for the shared folder. Can you all see my cursor, class? Okay, so local path for the shared folder. If I leave it as it is, that means on my C drive,
You see DFS roots.
it will create a folder called DFS roots before I now create my own folder. Item DFS. I don't want that stress. So let me go and set a path that I want it to be myself. All right, so I say browse for it. Where do I want it to be?
Let it be inside item files to file 2.
Okay, so let's say item file 2.
Or we can go and create a file in our C. It will be better for us for a better explanation, please.
Okay, so
you can go to our C drive, go and create a file first before we come here and select that file.
I like that thought. You're making sense. So let's come to our drive C and let's create what's here. What did we use item file 2 for? Okay, I think we're doing plenty of things. So let's call it item DFS. Is that okay? We created a file in our drive C. So we now come to the wizard and then browse for it.
Let's go back and open the folder.
No,
you have not closed that folder. You have not
close the
folder.
close the folder.
You have not closed that C. Yeah.
But even at that, you're supposed to see it, but just close this wizard.
Okay.
Then you go back again.
Browse for
research
it
for
again.
browse again. It's
there
now.
That's it.
It's
Thank
there now.
you. So I want it to be what? To be here. I say okay. You see that the path has changed now. All right. I can set permissions again for here. Allow all users have read-only permissions. Allow all users have read and write permissions. Allow administrators have full access. Admins only. Admin has access. Use. What do I want? Let me say allow all users have read and write permissions. So they can read it, they can edit it. I say okay. So I've set permissions for it and I've set the path for this DFS. You click next. All right, do you want it to be domain-based or stand-alone namespace? So for what I've been explaining since morning, what do you think it will be? Will it be a domain-based or stand-alone?
It's a domain-based because you want other users to have other what's it called? Servers to have access.
Excellent, thank you. So see the path again, item.com.
It's already picking the domain part.
Exactly. So it's going to be domain-based next. It will not tell you everything that I've said. The namespace is this, the name type, the namespace server, the root share folder. Okay, it does. I didn't ask you to create anyone because I select the path for it. So all those DFS routes, you will not see it. Local path for namespace share, this is it. And then the permission.
Sorry. Why is it showing domain type, domain Windows Server 2008 mode?
Because that's the domain type configured on this thing. You are not the one setting this one. It is the wizard.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So we create. It will take time. Okay.
It's
Create
done.
namespace is success. You say what? Okay. All right, we are done with that, isn't it? We now come to the replication. So like you by now you already have what replication means. You know that this one, you don't have to do all this during the file sharing where you have the SMB. What you just do with file sharing is you just create a file on the server, you right click on it, you say share with villages, and all of them domain can see. But this one, right? Everything you are doing here on the other servers you replicate it on, it automatically what takes effect. So you right click on it and then you say new replication group. All right, so it will now ask us, select the type of replication group to create. Is it multi-purpose or replication group for data collection? Let's read it one by one. If it is multi-purpose, it means that this option configures replication between two or more servers for publication, content sharing, and other scenarios. Publication, content sharing, other scenarios. But for replication group for data collection, it says this option configures two-way replication between two servers, such as branch server and a hub server. This allows you to collect data at the hub server. You can use backup software to back up the data on the hub server. Okay, so what we want to do here is multi-purpose replication. Okay, such that whatever we do on other servers, okay, it takes effect also on the what? On the master server. All right, remember it is serving the public.
Hello. So what this means is that the multi-purpose is that whatever those users write on their own, from their own end, will also replicate back to the that's the main controller or whatever server is hosting this DFS.
Okay. Exactly, sir. And you will do it here and here, and you will see it, sir. So can we move on? Let's check multiple replication. Next, it is now asking us, we should give its name. Let's say item DFS replication. Isn't it? Can we put description? Distributed file for all item replica folder. This is optional. I can choose not to put it. Our domain is what? item.com. We are in order. Say okay. Now I want to add all the servers I want it to be replicating on. You click on add here and you select, you browse for your server, check names. First, select the one you want. Okay, say okay. You select all the servers you want it to replicate on. The second server too. I cannot pick this because this is not a server. is a client.
But it's not even supposed to bring it at in the first place.
It's on the
That's why.
domain now. It will bring it.
The on
You
domain is
call the
bringing
name
everything.
item.
Mm.
The name,
It's
the
reading
names.
everything on
So the
domain.
moment
And
you
if
put that kind of
It's
name,
It's reading.
you go and
It's reading
search
all the
for it and
machine
bring
on
it
the
up.
domain. That's why you're seeing it, sir.
okay.
Yeah. So what do we do next? So let's go. Okay. So assuming we pick two-way the other time, see what you're going to see here. It has graded this one out because when we were picking replication group, we picked multi-purpose.
and it's a full mesh.
So it's a full mesh. All right.
No central node they are connected from.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, meaning if this main is down, others are still up.
Exactly.
Is
That's
that what is?
It means
yes,
that
now. That's what I've been
Mr.
trying to
Femi,
say. Yes, sir.
does it mean that as per this DFS now, all the servers involved are equal?
Exactly. God bless you. They are all seeing the same folder. Right. So if this node is down, this node has it, this node has it, this node has it. Sure you get. And this node can go from here to here. It can go from here. This for this hub, it can only go from here to down. It cannot go from here to up. So whatever I do here, this and this and this will see it. Whatever I do here, this and this and this, they will have it. So DFS is powerful. All right. So we pick full mesh topology. It means that this topology, each member replicates with all other members of the replication group. This topology works well when there are 10 or fewer servers in the replication group. Okay, so we say next. Our bandwidth is going to be what? Full. Next. Who is going to be the primary member?
The DC.
Thank you. The main controller is our primary member. Select a server on the primary member that you want to replicate to other members of the group. So we come here and we look for who.
The DC. Look about.
No.
On the folder now. The folder in.
I know it's the folder, but who are we looking for? Let me close this and come again. See, to replicated folder.
I'm looking for.
I don't just want us to click. Who are we looking for?
The replicated folder. The
item.
The
DFX
item
folder.
Thank
Item
you.
DFS folder. That's
Thank
it.
you.
Number two. Yeah.
Thank you. So I don't just want us to click. I want you to understand why you are clicking. All right. Okay. Do you want to give another name?
No.
Let us see bear what we have in this place.
Some permissions. Oh, you can actually change permission from here.
Yes, now because this is the replicating part. All right. So okay, let's move on. Next, to specify local part of replicated folder, whether the folder is read only, select the appropriate member and then click edit. Okay, so this one, this server will edit it. What do you want to do here? You want to say keep the following folder synchronized with other members. So you see, it is now synchronization. Remember that mesh that you have. It is not replicating, it is synchronizing. It means that if I have two in a folder, in a DFS folder, and I have 2, 3, 4 in another DFS folder, by the time the servers are on, by the time you go back to the one that has 2, it will not automatically have 3 and 4 on itself again. Did you get? It is what synchronizing. So let's say, yeah, enabled. Then what else?
I10 DFS. I10 DFS.
It's your
Oh,
two.
okay.
It will not be here.
Okay, let's go and create one. Right?
Yes, let's create it so they will be the same.
Yes, so we come to our second server to create one.
So, Mr. Femi, we need to also create that part in other servers.
Yes, where you want it to replicate on.
Replicate to, okay. Okay.
You have to.
A big work if you have like 10 servers.
Oh well, if you have like 10 servers, you have people managing those servers, except if you don't have people managing those, or except if those servers are on still your own system. But in that situation, you can come to here. We don't have to do that now. You can come here. You can load your PowerShell or your command line.
Okay, and then
Yes.
run it on all of them.
Run this batch script automatically. In fact, from that script, you specify the directory you want it to be. It creates automatically for you. All right, but I want to introduce you to command line in Linux. So let's just take it one year leave from here.
So tomorrow is our last class, Abby, for Windows.
Yeah, in fact, tonight, because that's the way we are going to complete everything.
Let's just finish it tonight. Tomorrow we can run down from where we started from and do everything.
Okay, run down from where? From beginning of
from beginning of Windows, yeah.
Into
like a full revision. No, being the fact that we've actually spent time and all that,
yeah,
you can just be, oh yeah, you take us from here to here. You will just be clicking. You take us from here to here.
No problem. Tomorrow is tomorrow. Now, when we come, we'll do that. Right. So I'm trying to
We're trying to create the folder in the C.
Create a folder in C drive,
which is I10 DFX.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Ask the rest of the people in class. Where is Mr. Demola? Where is cyber? Who is that cyber person? Mr. Saeed, Mr. Remy. Okay, so are you following us?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. Everybody should please follow us. We are together. So my local drive here, and then I create another folder. And I want to name it my I10 DFS. As simple as that. Can just refresh. And I come back here. Let's close this. Let's browse for it again. We have it now, right? We have I10 DFS here now. What's next? You say okay. And then we say okay. And then we are good to go. Next. Replication group name, I10 DFS replication, group description, the domain of the group members, topology, those things that we set, the connections, the members, everything. We say what? Create. So we wait for it to do one by one check. And successfully, we have been able to what? Create configure replication group. We say close. Begin until configure by members. will not begin until configuration is picked up by the members of the reduction group. The amount of time this takes depends on ADDS replication latency as well as polling interval. So voila, we just have 2 servers here, so it should not take us time. All right, lady and gentlemen, that is what we need to do. So next is we'll now go to the replica server, and then we should be able to see if what we did here is working in the replica server, isn't it? So this is our
This configuration will only be done on the master server.
yes.
We are not going to do any configuration again on all other servers.
Yes, that's what we want to go and do now.
Okay.
But we won't be doing anything really. You just check it if it is replicating. Okay. Can close here. We say manage. Waiting for our manage to manage. Is Mr. Adeola still in class? Miss D. The only lady in the house we have gone.
She has gone to cook.
To what?
To cook now. She's a madam.
Oh, really? Okay, so she'll be joining us in the video. I wonder why this is. Okay, we're going to check on tools. DFS management, right? We expect to see the snapping as well. Before we start this configuration, what should we have done? I said something to us that before you start major configuration, what do you do?
You would take backup of this,
snapshot.
or you take a snapshot.
Exactly.
In case there is any issue, you can revert back.
Exactly. So
Just
please,
like if you want to
let it master you in real life. Or
like if I want to, like some system now in my office, I'm trying to move them to 21H1.
right?
That's Microsoft OS 21H1. What I do, I will go and take that instance, so that if anything happens, I can fall back to that place.
This thing, they can like to mess you up.
They'll come to behave like Momo. When the user will come to tell you, where are my files? Especially this place where I did now. They don't have the place I am now. They don't have files. That's client file backup, or like the bank where we have Veritas backup.
You can introduce it to them now because it will save your head.
They are India, so it's an India oil company.
They don't want to spend anything.
India oil company.
I hope he's not telling you.
It is so.
Oh my God. Oh man. I'm able to guess like notorious.
You know them now.
Glover, my brother. I will add your name to my prayer list.
No, I beg, tell us the name so that we know who good here. Mr. Feb, do you know that Netcom I've applied, and because once you apply, they will do like some logical, or what is the name of these tests?
Yeah, they will do what this test. What's the name again, sir? What's the name?
Okay, the one I posted the link, have you?
Yes, no.
Oh, you applied. Excellent. I like that. I like that.
So
they will do IQ test.
They call it IQ. I scored 35. I don't even know if I pass or whatsoever.
They should get
no, they should.
Okay, so
if it
IQ test most times is not even always about you will
It's
still
just
space through. You just want to be sure if they're interacting with human being or something.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. All right.
Mr. Femi,
Yeah, Femi, they
how
said
far
their
with them?
HR
How far with them? We still, you know.
Yeah, no, let's take that one off off this place. Let's just focus on where we are here. But think of others. All right, but I've told you what I'll be doing for you. You need
Pray for me.
you need special prayer. Yes,
Pray for me. Pray for me. But no, we're actually reshaping the place, though.
of course.
We are
That's why you are there now, as a light.
we are reshaping the place.
Show them what they need to do special, and then
Ah,
make
a
their
No,
lot
but
of
I
things
think
are
if you,
just yaga yaga. If you in my
my
language,
brother,
when you hear the word yaga yaga in my language, meaning no,
Mr. Aaron, you just hold on. See, the moment you said Indian oil and gas, and I just get telling, leave the rest. Let's just focus with this class.
I
Otherwise,
beg.
you won't. All right.
to me, you should sell that thing to them because
No,
it's useful for them.
you know why? No, let's just continue.
Hello,
Let's finish this
hello.
class. We will discuss. We will
Let's
discuss.
focus with our class first.
We will discuss.
All right. So here we are now. This is our DFS wizard. We are able to see this because we have configured. Sorry, we have installed DFS to this server. Even though
Yes.
we install from here, we installed from this place. It is still the same thing if you come here to install yourself. All right. So
Okay.
if we click,
Oh,
no,
did you take snapshots?
no, I didn't take snapshot, but there's no issue. It's going to. Okay, I just need to zoom for it. So did you see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah,
our
yeah.
item DFS replication is already
Yeah.
automatically here now,
Replicated.
Okay.
and that's
Oh,
it.
so if you need to connect to anything now, just go to just
Exactly.
highlight and click connect.
And to each of those DFS on the domain controller, he gave it 4 gig out of my
4 gig.
5 gig that I assigned. He gave you can expand this as well. All right. So we have completed DFS. That's all about DFS.
Okay.
So if
So
you
we can even delete from here as well.
yes, if you have 7 servers that you need to do, you can just write a batch script. Go to your CLI or your Windows shell, you run it. It will create the folder, then you go back to your domain controller, you use the wizard to do it. So what we do now from now till end of class is just to be testing everything that we did if it is working. So now let's go to the domain controller and create a file in the DFS folder and let us.
Oh, you people should be discussing another thing. I want to take something.
If it will replicate,
I don't want to miss anything.
if it will replicate on other servers. So we come here. This is our right. This is our DFS
DFS number 2.
file. This is our DFS file. Can we put
something inside?
A word pad?
Ma?
Hyphen database. All right. What if we edit it? So let me say, okay, can we edit you? Let's say, can you read me? And let's see. I've saved it now, right? If I close it, if I don't close it, it's the same thing. So if I come here and I open this folder,
Oh, so I don't even need to go into this one and be connecting from here. All I just need is to go and check the DFX folder on my own. That's all.
yeah, that's all. Of course, you can also do, you can create new member from here. see this action pane. You can do many things. You can edit replication group. You can edit it and then control the permission.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that members don't even need to, I mean, of course, they won't have access to this place. They'll just be seeing the files that are flying up
Of
and
course,
down
they will
inside
just be seeing.
the folder.
Now remember, this is server to server. If I log into
Yes.
my client now, I won't see that folder.
Yes, I know.
Uh-huh.
Of course, now it's not a SMB. It's
not
SMB,
SMB.
server to client.
Yeah. So this is my local file, and this is my DFS.
DFS.
Automatically, I have that one here, isn't it? So let's open it. Can you see? So let's respond. Yes.
Oh, okay, writing back now.
I can read you. Yes. We just want to use the confirm and save it.
If it replicates.
Yes. If it is synchronizing, it has replicated now, right?
Already, yeah. So now
If you can see, can you read me synchronizing? But if I said, yes, I can read you, and I come back here, okay, have I saved in this place? Save. I come back here and you see it's synchronizing now. Can you see it?
It's making sense.
Exactly. It is making sense. Can you read me? Yes, I can read you. Can you read me? So if these two servers, if they were to be web servers, okay.
Oh, that's how you see it on everywhere, anywhere.
Exactly. If these servers are to be web servers and that item database were to be a database that hosts, let's say, customer details. Okay, let me say nairabet.com, and it hosts customer details. These two servers, right? They can be master servers, multi-master servers.
Because they have the same database information, datas.
Yes.
Because they have the same data customer replicating.
Exactly.
And they're synchronizing.
This server is leading to www.nairabet.com. The same thing with this. If I have their database on this place, if I don't distribute it to all of, let's assume all these ones are all servers, web servers are configured on them, and they are serving the same domain. And I have on just this one, that folder. If someone query this server, okay, they can't find it here. It will have to travel to this point. It will take time before it returns response to the people here. Exactly. But because I've distributed that database across all these servers now, it will not take them time.
Hold on a second. Let me ask this question it means that I can also distribute my application in all of them and load balance it against facing customer if I have serious traffic.
That's the essence of multi-servers. That's the basic thing to help you balance traffic. Or why do you want to have one server serving just 100 persons? Sorry.
Not even
why do you want to have 3 servers serving just 100 persons? It doesn't make sense. It's a waste of resources, waste of money. But when you have people up to 1,000, tens of thousands, millions, you can't use one server for them now. You have to configure like 5 or even 50 different web servers. So you can distribute the load across those servers.
And then use this DFX to distribute your files on all
exactly folder that maybe the
everything is
balanced. You need to share anything exactly.
So this DFX, can you configure 2 different parts or 3 or 4 different parts or different things on every different folders?
So as you have, let me you already have this folder, item
Yes.
DFS.
Yes.
You
Can I
can,
configure another one?
of course,
Like all of this
yes, you can
for
configure
different
a
purposes.
new item DFS, or you can say just this singular folder and be putting other folders in it.
Other things in it.
So
Okay.
for that particular thing, you just use the path to differentiate it.
Okay. Yes.
Or you
Yes.
can
Yes.
create another folder and distribute that folder. I can distribute this user,
Inside that place.
distribute this
Wow.
one,
Wow.
but ensure you distribute only folders you want that would like
That
this
will.
one now. They are
Yes.
like system folders.
Yeah. System
Don't
folder.
touch
Yes.
them.
Yes. Yes. Wow. 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 Wow.
All right. Are we in class now? Can we move ahead?
Yes.
So
Let's go. Let's go.
we have
I
created.
miss some part from the class. My network go bad.
So we have
I
not
just
we
reconnect.
haven't done anything. We are just explaining the synchronization.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. We've been explaining synchronization part. So what I want to do now is, so that this system will not, okay, let's assume it's not going to be slow. I want to power my client and log in with a client ID and see if we'll be able to see our DFS, but we'll not be able to see it because DFS is for server purpose. All right. If we're not able to see it, what then can we do? If as an admin, I want to configure something from, okay, so like Mr. Aaron now logs in into, let's say, HR or contract and procurement person computer, which is an the person computer is a client but an in-house client now, right? Insider customer, and he needs to pick a folder that is only resident on the server. Okay, let's say it's a protected folder. That folder contains drive of a particular tool you need to install for that in-house client. But that folder is not shared for everybody on the network. It's not in a file sharing, folder sharing, and security. It is only on server, on DFS. How do we do it? Is what we want to go and do next now. Is what we want to do next now. Between now and all these things, like I said earlier, they are not hard if you are not they are not hard when you know them already, or after you've done plenty practice and you know them. You just click. But the important thing is to understand why you are clicking this, why you are clicking that.
I hope our notes is being updated with all this.
Oh yes. And that reminds me, notes is being updated. Don't have any issue. But when we get to uh Linux,
Linux.
the note you will have in Linux is skeletal, because in fact when we get to Linux, you will see it that the note is going to be skeletal. If I give you note in Linux, what you'll be saying is log. It's going to be long, because I can do open folder for me like 3 times just to confirm something. If I put all those ones in notes, you'll be confused.
I have to say thank you.
But when we get to Linux, you will see why your note has to be skeletal. And now, when I say skeletal, it doesn't mean it is not usable. It is very usable. It just means that it will not be step by step details as you have now. Because this one you have now, even without watching the video, you use the notes, you pick your system, you can use the notes and follow. It's just that you will not have the examples and the scenarios, examples, instances we used to talk about in class. You will not find it in the notes. That's why you should watch the video. But in Linux, you have talk plenty. So you cannot have it this comprehensive. Okay. How you can have it is in just short forms. Okay, so I want to distribute file on Linux. This is the command, and this is where you're going to do it from. But I cannot be typing all the commands for you inside Notes. No. However, let that not bother you. When we get there, you will see, you will understand what I'm saying. All right. I have my notes, and I'll use that one to prepare notes for you as well. So we're waiting for our clients come up. So let us look at what our client is coming up. What can we do here? Okay. Name server. See, we can add. Okay, so Mr. Lumide, you are asking me. See where you can add another namespace server.
Okay.
Okay, so you can come here and say another. See, what do you go? You go and browse.
Browse to that part.
Okay, or you first go and create it and come and
create the
browse
folder.
for it
Yeah.
here. If you don't create it, if you just put anyone, see where to put it for you. It will put it inside the one you created already.
One. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. But inside the one we have already, we can create a new folder. You see, there are two ways to do it now.
Okay.
You see, just create.
Just give it a different name inside
exactly. You get it now. So these are all these things you have here. Okay, so my client system is coming up. I think it is still George Olabi. Is Mr. George in class? It has been long I heard from him. I'll check on him later. All right. George Olabi, let's sign in. I hope I still remember. Oh, excellent.
You don't remember, the server is not far from me.
Okay, we'll just go and reset the password straight up. So, okay, we can close all this. Again, let me encourage us. Let us do our lab. We are doing it in class. As we are clicking, it is answering us. It might not be like that with you. Of course, I expect it to be, but don't assume it's just that simple. So if I come to, okay, let's wait for our taskbar icons to load. And let's put some, let's do some housekeeping here. Close all these folders. Close this. So, okay, so we leave this. All right, our client system is up, but not really. We expect to see our folder here. So we just be patient. Okay, let's save time. Can we close this? Yes, we can. Okay, so see where we are coming to. File. I want to power down the replica PC so that you can see our memory. I think you've done everything here. comfortably. Close. Close. Thank you. So let's check from our file explorer if we can see our DFS, ITAN DFS. We need just one. This PC. Can you see? It's not here. Are you with me? But look at the file we shared during the SMB. It is still here. But our DFS is not what? DFS file is not what? It's not here. So what can we do? Like I was given that scenario. I work in Mr. Aaron office. I want to load it. So in Mr. Aaron office, I've disabled the ports for hardware installations. Their CD-ROM is not working. Their flash drive is not working. Everything you need, go and collect it from the network file. Okay. So I got to his desk, to that client in C&P department, and I want to install a particular app that will enable them to see all bids and tenders when clients have uploaded it on our website. Okay. And I realized that the installation file is on a DFS folder, so that Sterling in Kwale, Sterling in Port Harcourt, Sterling in Lagos, their servers alone have access to that folder, installation folder. And now I am logged in into the client system. I cannot see it. So what you can do is you can create a drive on the network. You create a drive on the network that will enable you to be able to see that folder. All right, so how do you create a drive on the network? This is 9:30. Do we go ahead and quickly create a drive, or we do that tomorrow? It won't take us time.
It will not take time to create drive. Let us create it.
Right, so let us go and create a drive. We move from tools, group, policy, management. That's where we are going to. When we create the drive, you will see it, even if you don't understand yet. You export these ones. Normally I like this, but because we've been here before, you find it expanded. You expand the forest, you expand the domain, which is ITAN, you expand this one as well. We are going to what? Default domain policy. You right click on it, you edit it. It will bring another window. Remember, we've been here before. Who remember? I'm sure you
Yes.
will remember.
GPU.
Okay. So from here, you expand user configuration, is already expanded, and then you expand preferences. You are coming to Windows settings, you expand that as well. And then you right click on drive maps. See, if you want to create drive maps, you say new. From new, you go to new map drive. This is where we are coming, gentlemen. Here we want to create a map for that what? For that particular folder. So we drop down action to create. We are not updating. We want to what? We want to create. So this is the location of what? Of the domain.
File.
Yeah. of the file. You're right, of the file on the what?
On the domain.
Domain. You either use this to find it, which is very complex, to take us time, or you use your what? Your whack. Slash what?
Slash the
That's
name
the
of
name
the
of
file.
the file.
Thank you.
Enter DFS.
Okay. If you don't remember the name of the file, what do you do?
You search for
Yeah.
that particular
See attend DFS.
domain name.
You can just click it and pick it from the.
See attend DFS here.
Yeah,
If you click on
pick
here,
it on top.
it should give you where you are going. But because it is domain, you go and search it from where? From the domain.
Search it from the domain.
Yeah.
See it, see it.
See it here. Attend DFS, isn't it? If you click on it, it brings you to where it is here. Whack item DC, isn't it? You can copy this. Where is our
second one there? No.
I think we should have item
backslash. Item DC back. Wait, what is the domain name again, sir?
Item.com.
Right?
Okay, just type item backslash.
Right. Okay, so let's check this.
Backslash.
This should take us to the domain. What else do we want to do? Check use first letter starting as. No, we're not drive. Let us use this. Drive letter.
Use drive letter.
What do I mean by drive letter? See,
We don't have. Okay, we
letter,
have C.
this one is drive C.
So
we can use drive A or B.
Okay, so someone said
Can use
A
or B.
But why is this still giving us C? It means that if you use that C, it will not go. It will come back.
No, it will give us C because it is on the domain.
Oh, okay. Not on the.
Yes, not on the PC. Every system have their own whatever. But if you have used C on the domain before, if you are coming to create another one, you won't see C again. But the C we are seeing here is a local C.
It's a local
disk.
okay.
It is not a domain disk.
Domain disk. Okay.
Do you get?
Copy that.
Where is our Windows now?
No.
Okay, so drive A. Then you check show this drive. Look at it here. Show this drive, this particular drive A. Show it. Isn't it? You say apply and you say what? Okay. The next thing you do, just to ensure that everything you have done is doing well, is you enforce. Remember, whenever you do anything on the group policy, you come and what? Enforce it.
Run GP updates.
Yes.
Enforce it.
GP update /4 and you enter. So if that is successful, you should be able now to see, okay, computer policy update has completed successfully. So if you come to our client system and we log in, you should be able to see a drive. Be able to see a drive. Okay.
Maybe we need to do GP update here too.
Mm. Please. Okay. Do you need to do? You don't do GB updates here, but let's just no Cortana.
Sorry, have we even closed that GPA of GPU?
Even if you have not closed it, it doesn't matter.
It's
Don't
supposed
say
to
that
come
has
up.
given us successful. Okay.
It's here already.
So it's not here. I've not seen drive A. Let's edit
It's
it.
even here already. See the okay. Was it clicked? Okay.
Okay. I didn't
The
check
okay.
reconnect.
Okay.
Please.
Oh, so one needs to check that reconnect.
Yes, I'm supposed to check this reconnect,
Okay.
please.
Oh, wow.
Check this reconnect. Apply.
Apply and then okay.
Then you have to do
Do this again.
this again.
What does that reconnect mean? It means
Reconnect is just, you know, it is on the domain.
okay.
Yeah. It's just for you to be able to see.
Connect again or
Close
something.
this. I'm still not seeing it. Coming. We have to go and look at it critically. What have we not been able to do properly?
Okay. Update.
Who's updating there?
I said it has updated. It has updated.
Oh, okay.
Did you see that network discovery turned off?
Then I clicked on my network to see if I'm going to see it here. But that's not, this is where I'm supposed to see it at this point. No, here, this one is another link.
Normal share.
Yeah. So let's just check again what we've done here. Action is to create, right? And then,
Are you supposed to click show all drives?
okay, show all drives as well. Reconnect, yes. Use first available. Can we change? Let's just pick another random.
Okay.
Let's just pick another random number.
Is that location correct too? Just to be sure.
Do another thing. What we did here was from here. No. From
Mr. Go back to that wizard I beg.
come in.
I think. Okay.
Go back to the wizard. This is what we're supposed to copy. Click on it again.
This
This is what we are
like
supposed
this
to
one.
copy.
This
Yes.
one. Not
No,
this guy.
go back.
The name.
The address.
This
We're
one.
supposed
This is
to
what we are
copy
supposed to
this,
put them.
right?
This
Yes.
one, not the .com.
But that's what we have here.
Yes.
No,
No, not what we have.
use .com
Did I put dot com?
Yes.
instead of DC. We use .com.
You mean I put dot
So-
com?
This is what we're supposed to have.
Okay.
We
Oh.
look at what we are doing. Yes.
We use
Not
.com.
this at all.
Okay.
It's supposed to be this is yes, this is what we're supposed to have. Yes.
I think that is.
So check. We connect
Connect. This is okay now.
our
Use A.
or drive. Let's use A, right?
Use A.
Yeah, let's use it.
I'm enjoying this.
It's fine now.
We
You
know.
don't even need to run any. Even if you don't even run updates, I know it's fine.
This telling man.
Oh God. Baby, oh. I know it's fine.
Okay.
Get.
Look at this now. This is what we're looking at. But this is on the
Is there something
server.
inside of it?
This
Okay.
is on the server.
Okay.
So let us go to
Oh, it's on client. It's on client. There's no
let us
issue.
go to the client
It will appear in the client too.
as well
It's on client. I know they fear.
and refresh. Okay.
Hasn't
So let
come
us
here. Run
Do
updates.
update. It will appear.
okay. You see,
It's there now.
Immediately.
so if you click on it here, see where we
I'll
are.
take you here. Mm.
All right, so let me quickly explain that again for videos people's sake, people that will watch the video. Okay, all of you know how we got here, right?
Mhm.
The challenge is selecting the pathway. The location means the part of our DFS folder that we want to create a drive for. Remember, DFS is basically file distribution between two or more servers, okay? But we want to be able to see our DFS on the client side, and it will not reflect just as the normal file sharing. We have to create a drive for it. So at first we did it, we didn't see our drive, and now we have to check our location. Okay, I put item.com here. I've forgotten that I'm still working on the server, not from outside the server. So how do you locate the appropriate path? You just come to your file explorer, or even if you can't come to your file explorer, first go and do work for your server. But you must remember your server name, item DC. You enter it. It brings you to all the folder on the network. This is the folder we are doing DFS for. If you click it, it will open that server, that folder rather. After it opens that folder, you click on your address bar and you copy it. If you click on your address bar and you copy what is here, you return to your wizard that you're using to create and you dump it here. If you paste it here, you say apply, okay. When you are done, you come and enforce group policy updates here. By the time you do that, if you come to your PC, you will see the folder for it. If you also log in into your client and you do group policy, you will see. So to every machine on this that is connected to this server, they now have a network location. All right. So that person that was saying, why did we say C? You see that they are different. On this device, you have C. On this location, you can have C. Again, C here, but we choose to use A to help us understand. And so from here now, Mr. Aaron working on the client machine that wants to copy that installation file for one particular desktop app. You just need to double click here. Let's say this is it. He clicks this one and put it here. So let's open and see. Let's open and see. See? Let's see if we can edit it. Can a client edit?
Yes.
Well, let's explore that. Right. Let's see. Yes.
Yes, it will overwrite it.
You do not have permission to open this folder. See the owner of the file. Does this make sense?
I know understand the English. We can put at the speaker.
I understand it because this is a client. DFS is between server to server. So for
Okay.
client, it should actually be read only for client.
Okay.
Do you understand it? Because by the time you leave your system, you have already created this this drive.
And what any all the information you want to
the person can come and edit it. Do you get? The person can come and just do something to it and change it, and you get another person's system. What you just did here now, someone has tampered with it. You just move to the other person's table, and it's saying something incomplete. Right? So I understand why, but you can give it full access from here. When we were editing that wizard, from this point here, you can give the replication also full access. All right, people, we've come to the end of module 1 of this training. I want to encourage you all to please watch.
Mr. Femi.
Yes, sir.
Can you also give, let's say it's only Mr. Aaron that I want to be able to
My name is not
access.
Aaron, no, my name is Harun.
Okay, Aaron. Sorry. Let's assume I want to give him alone the access to be able to read, write, and do any other thing. Only his system, only him.
You cannot do that on this. I'm coming. Let me share my.
You can only do it this on the other part where you share files. You add
SMB.
the user.
Okay.
The
Whatever
user you want to have.
Whatever you are doing to this part is affecting everybody.
Everybody, yes.
Okay.
Because this is the network part.
It's a general. Okay.
All right. Where you can do that one is from here. Remember this
from
one?
Explorer.
The SMB. Okay.
SMB. All right. And that means that you will not go and create an OU and just put Aaron in that OU and say that.
No, you might not even necessary to put me in that OU. You may not create OU. You may create the folder. Then when you have permission, you will add me from normal File Explorer. You will add the user you want to have access to that particular file.
Okay, do you want
then
to
delete everyone?
Or to, okay.
Yeah.
It depends on what you want him to do with it.
I'll go to property and then security.
From property, go to security. You can share with delete every other person here.
Full control.
You can remove every other person here, then add only one person.
Okay.
right?
You can use here to do that.
Okay, so
Mr. Femi,
yep.
is this all about Windows Server?
No, this is young man.
Lie.
You want me to come and open
Lie.
ADDS for you?
ADFX,
ADDC.
trust and all of that.
Can you see this?
All of these things.
This is all about
wish.
server. So do you want to answer that question? You want to ask me that question?
No.
In
The
fact,
question is actually a straight question and is a lean question and is a question you can even answer with yes or no.
Okay.
In the sense when you say you can say yes to it, you can say yes. This is all about Windows Server.
No, I
but
can't say yes.
you can do more with Windows Server. But this is the major thing you use Windows Server for.
I've said that to you before in this class. I've said that we cannot teach you everything, but what we can do is give you the basics. We will get you beyond.
Even this ODBC, I do
level.
this ODBC connections for my.
We will get you beyond ordinary. We will get you between intermediate level, such that every other thing you want to do, you have more than the basic knowledge.
Okay, you have a background to build on.
Beyond the background, sir. Beyond the
Okay.
background. And the reason
I understand
why,
now.
the reason why we will not teach everything here is because there are some that they are just mechanical work. If you are doing it from here, you can do it from Linux side and just write command for it. Do you get, Windows as it supports GUI, it supports Linux as well. Exactly. So there are some things that you just even do, like this one you are creating a DFS here. I'll just go and do secure copy. Right? Or you do SSH. You move your folder on board anywhere you want to move it to.
Yeah.
All right. But what we did in module 1 is give you more than the basic knowledge.
Okay.
If it's just,
well, SharePoint can actually give us all this file sharing. SharePoint
that's
actually
what I'm
give
saying
us all
now.
this stuff.
That is command line now. You use your command line. Okay. So it now depends on you as well. Which one? Mr. Olivera applied for Netcom. Okay. Yeah. You might not realize that when you get to network, you are not even working beyond IIS. I can assure you, after 9 months, you've forgotten all these ones, and you have realized that what is in IIS alone, you are not even able to finish it. You are
yes, now it's
looking for, that is
each one of them are always big.
That is how IT is. One day someone will now say, can we do this? You say, well, I have residual knowledge. I've done replication
training on it,
DHCP before. Let me just go and pick my notes and review. Because when you get to industry, you will see someone's job is just to open system and be fingering DHCP, everything you can do here. You come and all you do here is IIS. Client says this, they are submitting tickets from you from everywhere.
In fact, the funny thing is that in our place, we have DHCP server separate.
You get, so
you do reverse, you do forward, you do different kind of IP.
So my people,
each floor, each unit.
Thank you so much, Mr. Femi. But Mr. Femi, you've not done what I asked you to do for me.
What's that? The blocking of IP, whatever.
Yes.
I just told you it's in my system here now, but I didn't want you to cloud what we want to do. Now that we have finished
tomorrow.
Okay, maybe
you'll give me tomorrow.
Tomorrow we say we chop am, no be say
no wahala.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate
Mr.
this.
Said,
we can stop.
Mr. Remy, Mr. Yuniro, Mr. Yomide, Mr. Dimola, all of you. You've turned our class to just 3 persons. All of you are just you are listening and smiling at us. Can you give us thumbs up? Let's see if you are still in class, or you just logged in and you went to watch Republic.
Escape.
Mr. Ademola is with us.
I know they are giving us. I can see their thumbs up. 2 thumbs up so far. Where's the rest?
Hey, Mr. Niye too. He said thumbs up.
Yeah, they are all in class. Okay, so please watch the video, and then tomorrow, like Mr. Haron suggested, we'll ask all of us to be doing it one by one. Okay, so we'll see if we can do a rundown tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. As long as time permits us, we'll try and do that. Okay, the video will be up within the hour. Let's be encouraged to watch our.
Mr. Femi, you've not sent to me what my people did to you.
They didn't do anything to me.
Mr. Feb, did you know anybody in that netcom or something? Or you just saw the advert?
Okay, I just saw the advert, but I know 2 persons in Netcom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know 2 persons in Netcom. However, we'll take all these ones off class if there will be need for support.
Oh, okay, no worry.
Yeah. Mr. Aaron, don't worry. I already told you. You are now on my prayer list.
Pray hard.
You and Indians in Sterling Global. All right. All right, sir. So we'll see tomorrow. We'll continue discussion on our WhatsApp page. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Good night.